Hello, today I'm very excited about the video because it's Christmas and I love Christmas. I'm going to show you how to make these shaker ornaments. Shaker because, yeah, you shake them. This comes actually, the word comes from cards. We call them shaker cards. And you can use stamped images like I did with this one. That's just a stamped image. This one too, I just glued some snowmen together and added some glitter, and as you can see, they're very thick. They're great for Christmas trees. They're great for even for if you don't have this. What I do sometimes is that I make boxes and I put this on the top of the box just to make it Christmassy. So that's another idea. It doesn't have to be an ornament. I'll show you how to find these images, how to cut these shapes on your ScanNCut, how to put it together, how to assemble your ornaments, and to have some fun during Christmas. Let's do something different, right? So let's go to your Canvas Workspace. So we are here on broader Canvas Workspace, and I'm going to show you how to design the ornament with two different shapes. And then after that, just use your creativity and you can actually use as many shapes as you want. So let's start with a very simple one, a circle. No, I'm going to actually start with one of my favorite shapes for ornaments. There you are, this one. I don't know how to call this, but this shape here. And you just click on the left and you have all these shapes. It's a polygon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's octagonal, I guess. So 8. You decide, first of all, the first thing to do is to decide the size that you want. So here, I'm just going to get this out of the way. You already have one. This is going to be like the back of your ornament, but you have to decide the size that you want first. So to decide the size, this one is 394, the width, and the height will be the same, right? Sorry, it's a little bit smaller, because it's not as tall as it is wide. So you just decide the size that you want. I'm going to do it 4. I'm just going to make it 4. That's fine. And what you need now is, remember when I showed you the ornaments, it has like a frame here. And what I'm going to do is to cut inside of this one. But the base needs to stay there. What we're going to do now is to just multiply this, cut and paste. You can do that by Control-C, Control-V if it's a PC. If it's a Mac, it's going to be Command-C, Command-V. Because you need 3, and you understand why. This is the base. Let's give it a color, just so you understand. Let's say the base, which will be the background of your ornament, will be blue. This one is going to be, we have to have 2 of the same, but we're going to do this red. It makes it easy for you to understand what I'm doing. And this one is going to be orange. There you go. So in order for you to get that frame, the thin frame that I showed you, so that you can see the image with this as a background, what you need to do is to actually have one of these be smaller. Just to get this one because it's in front will be easier, but I'll show you how to do that if it's not the one in front, and change the position. What we're going to do is to make this smaller, and it will depend how much smaller. It depends on how thick you want the framing to be, the border here. So I already know that if this is 4, if I make it 375, it's kind of perfect. Let me just position it to give you an idea. It's kind of, no, let me do this. It's 25 actually, 325. It's going to be really thick, see, like that. But if you don't want it as thick as this, you can just play with this, maybe 35. And in order for you to see perfectly how thick this is going to be, here's what we're going to do. We're going to center. They have to be perfectly centered so that when I cut the middle, it will be perfect. It won't have anything thicker here or here. So how do you center the images? You're going to select both. So you just hold your mouse and you scroll down to make sure that you have both images selected. And then you come here, you're going to center. And then here you're going to center again, because one, see how it moved a little bit here? You just click on these centering positions. One does it horizontally and the other one does it vertically. So you have to do both. So click on these two and you know now that they are perfectly centered, see? But what I want is just to have this area here. I don't want the center, because what's going to show is the background, and you'll understand when I cut. I'm going to do the same. We're going to select both, and we're going down here where there is the process overlap, and we're going to click on this one. This one is remove overlap, which is, it's like a paper punch. The moment you click here, the small one is going to cut the big paper. Let's just say that this is going to become a hole, right? So click on remove overlap. Now you look at it, so nothing happened. Yes, it did, because you can actually move this, and now you have the outline. And they are perfect. That's what you need. You can keep this. Sometimes I like to, if I want to change the background color, you can cut this. But you don't really need to, because you already have this one. So we're going to get rid of that. And let me show you what it looks like. So see, I'm going to just center these two. Again, you click here, vertical and horizontal. And there you go. There is the base, which is the background for your ornament. And then just the thick outline or framing that you need to do the shaker card. Oh, not card, shaker ornament, because this is a technique from cards. So that's the first one, and that's done. Let me just move this over here. I'm going to do it again with a circle now. So let's go back to shapes, going down to where the circles are. Let me get this one. I'm gonna move this. You're not going to play around with this anymore. Just leave it there. So here's a circle. Let's look at the side. The size. The size, you're going to click here. And you're going to, and the circle will be the same, of course. So again, I want 4. And there is a plane. Can you hear the plane? So 4, that's going to be the background. Again, let me give it color so you see well. That's a purple one. We need 2 more. So cut and paste. If you don't know like the Control-C, Control-V, you can always come here. You have the options of copy and paste. That's what you're gonna do. Copy and paste, okay? So that's an option for those who don't like the shortcuts. I'm a shortcut kind of person. So okay, here it is. We're gonna do that again. We need one that's smaller. Let's see which one is behind. That's the one's going to be cut. So I'm just gonna play around with this. So what size should I do? Again, I'm gonna do 3. I think it was 330 or 335. I don't remember. Let's see what that looks like. And I'm going to change the color of this one just to see how thick it is. I think this is good. You want it a little thick because you're going to need to use a foam here, either foam or those double-sided foam tapes, because you need to add thickness. And so I think the thicker it is, the better and the easier. So again, I already have the 2 here. Are they perfectly aligned? Yes, because I already did that, right? I already came here and I clicked. Oh, it wasn't. So again, click on align. You're going to select both by just scrolling with your mouse. And then click here, center horizontal and vertical. That's fine. And now we're going down to process overlap. And again, we're going to cut the center. Just click here. Okay, so see, we have our outline. Let's just change the color just so you see what it should look like. And this is actually nice for you to play around, and if you want to see the colors that you need to cut in terms of the papers. So I like to use the colors because I know, oh, I want one that is blue and red. Would that look nice? And then I can see here if it would or not. And of course, these are the basics that it gives you here, but you can always pick whatever color you want. There are different ways of choosing. So just play around with it. They all work. See, if I click here, it would change the color. But okay, that's very simple, guys. Then this is it. This is how you cut and design. I mean, not cut, but design. And then the next thing we need to do is just send it to ScanNCut. And the good thing about this is that once I do that, I can just cut and copy and paste and do more than one at once. You can do as many as you want. I'm thinking that maybe these are little bit too big, but anyway. But that's it. You just do it whichever size you want. So if I want something smaller, you just play around with it, and you can always look here and see what size it is. And if you want to do it again, so it's too big, then you do the process again, 3, and then you're going to center, then you come in here, and you're going to remove overlap. But that's how you do it. Now just have fun, and I'm just going to show you File. You are going to transfer, because mine I can, but you can save it either on your computer, or you're going to need one of those USBs. You can save it. Mine, I'm just going to transfer the file directly to my machine, and then I'll show you how to assemble the ornament. So transfer via internet to my machine, and it's ready to download. So I'll see you there. So here we are on ScanNCut. As you see, I added some more files here because I wanted to use as much space on my paper as possible, so it looks a little different. And I also found this Noel on the Canvas Workspace. You just go to where the letters are and the words, and I just wanted to fill up my paper as much as I could. So let me just show you from the beginning how to find the data. So the file that I sent from the computer, click on retrieve, and that's the option I had, the Wi-Fi option, but you can use USB, whichever way your machine allows. Mine is a DX, as you can see. So just click here, and there you are. That's what I sent, and as I told you, I just added some more stuff to fill up the paper. Okay, so that's done. That's what I want. I'm going to select cut. I already uploaded my paper, and we're going to start. And I will be back when this is finished. And let me just show you the paper that I'm using. I'm using the background blue because I think I like to have like the sky as a background, so that's the one that I'm using, but you can use whatever you want. And I'll show you the different papers I use because I have already cut some more before. Okay, and here's the result. That's what came out of the ScanNCut, but I'm going to show you what I also did just to give you ideas. So here, oops, just got some paper off here. Look at this. So you have many options, and what I actually did, and I'm going to show you, is that, let me just put this away, is that I actually cut, here's the Noel is perfect, but what I did before, just so you see here, is I had many papers cut. I had like some gold, let me show you, I have a lot here, look at this. So I had some gold printed, cut, I had some silver, I had some blue, just so I have options for background and also for the outline, for the framing. See here, I have Noel. Here's Noel. Noel really came out beautifully. So let me show you how you assemble this. So just an idea. See, so you can use the frame, for example, like this with the, not the golden but the silver one, and then put Noel and make the shaker card like that, or just mix and match. And that's why I had so many different papers cut, so that I can use. And but it looks beautiful too if you use gold with gold. See, it's really, really nice. So yeah, it's just that's what I did. I had like 3 different papers with the same file. You just cut as many as you can, and then you mix and match. Now let me show you how to put this together and how to assemble your shaker ornament. Here on Canvas Workspace, you just go here where, oh, sorry about that. Here you have 3 tabs here. So the shapes, then you have these borders, and you have this fun thing. There are many words written here, and that's where I found it. I use this sometimes. Let me find it where the word is, and I just kind of add it to my paper. Noel, there you go. That's the one I used. And you can just resize it. That's what I did, and I just placed it out here. You can make a copy by just clicking on edit. You click on it, you have to select, select, and here on edit you can duplicate, and just play with it. Just wanted to show you where the Noel was. Okay, what I'm going to do is to show you how to assemble the shaker ornament. The name shaker comes from cards. We make a lot of shaker cards. But what I did here, and just to show you, it has a little bit of texture here. See? And the Noel is standing up a little bit. It's a little bit thicker because the paper wasn't thick enough. What I did was, just to add some dimension, what I did was I glued 2 or 3. You're gonna have to try and see what works for you, but just glue more than 1 like this, and it will be thicker. So just a tip for you. And the way you do this is, I already had the base here, which is the background of the ornament, and here is the screen, right? I have acetate. What I did was I got one of the frames, I cut a piece of acetate. We all have acetate at home. It can be from containers that you have at home, or just sheets of acetate, and you're going to glue it to the frame and use some tape. But the tape you use is this one, because you need a distance. You need to have distance. It has to be thick. It has to be foam tape like this. If you have the the wide one, just cut thinner, but I had this one, which is a little bit even thicker. I found it at Michael's, I believe. And you just cut little pieces and you glue so that you have it really thick, because you need distance, otherwise it will not shake. Whatever is inside is not going to shake. And the other thing that I do too is I glue some of my elements, the shaker elements, just to make sure that I'll have always something showing, because it tends, the shaker elements will be here in the bottom when you shake it. So I just glue a few to make sure that there is always something there. And now comes the fun part. The fun part is deciding what to put inside the shaker. So just use sequins if you have. I like this one because it kind of looks like snow. So I'm going to use this one. I have this very thick one that I never used before. I'm going to see if that works. It's kind of thick, but gives a nice look and effect. So I'm going to use some of this. I like this blue one here that I have. Let me show you. It's from Creatology, glitter. I don't know how to say that. I think palettes. I think I'm just going to use some of that. I use some colorful. I have these ones that I love that I buy at my craft store, my local craft store. So I'm just going to choose some, maybe the orange, to give it some color, because I think it's missing some color here. So maybe this, maybe the yellow one, a little bit of the yellow. Oh, that's so cute. But I need some more glitter, so I think I'm just gonna use this one now. It's from Recollections. You can find a lot of this stuff at your craft store. So let's use, this one is great because it adds some color. I think that's enough. We don't want to overdo our shaker ornament because I want Noel to show. So make sure it's away from the borders, because you're going to glue the border now, the frame. I think that's good. So here it is. We're just going to remove the tape like this, the whole thing, and then be really careful when you glue it because at least this tape that I have is very strong, so it's not really easy to redo it if you mess it up. So the other way that you can do too is to cut more than one frame. You have maybe 3 or 4 or 5 or 8 or 10. That will give you the thickness you need to have this distance. Okay, so here we go. I need to make sure that this is right. Looks pretty good right now. So just press it down so that you glue especially the corners, because you don't want the shaker elements to come out. Looks good to me. So here it is. Here's our shaker, and this one is with the Noel inside. It's a beautiful ornament. And what I forgot to add, and I'll add it later, is the ribbon. The ribbon, what you do is you glue it here, but I should have put it underneath first and then glued over it. I forgot, but anyway, you can do that. So here's our shaker ornament. I think I kind of did too much with this one, but look how beautiful it is. And then you just use your imagination, and whatever image you have, you can use as I showed you in the beginning. I'm going to show you all of them together. I just use some stamped images that I had, and each one will look different. You just create the scenery you want. So I hope you had fun and you get creative for these holidays. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next. And here they are again. This is the one that we assembled together. I just added the ribbon because I have forgotten, but it's not hard to do. You just add it to the back. Here it is. Let me show you the other one too. I love snowman. And just use, if you have Noel, if you just have like, you don't want to do like Christmas, you can do like happy holidays. You can just use some sentiments like this, like Noel. So you can use sentiments, stamped images, ready-made images that you find in your craft store if you don't feel like stamping and coloring. So here they are. I hope you had fun, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.